Hey, what's going on out there? It's your boy, Face Brown. Thank you for watching another little quick episode of Game Face. Right now, we're going to talk about the New York Jets and free agency. So far, I think the Jets have done a pretty decent job. They signed C.J. Mosley to 5 years, 85 million, 51 guaranteed. Little setback though with Anthony Barr. He goes back to Minnesota. So it looks like he was kind of setting up or using the Jets to kind of raise the bar, I guess. Not no pun intended, but to kind of raise the bar with his current team because he wanted to stay with Minnesota. So, hey, look, it happens. It happens. The funny thing is, though, when I heard about the Bar signing or supposed signing, and then this morning I heard about C.J. Mosley, then you're thinking about Jamal Adams, and you're thinking about Marcus May, and then all of a sudden you think about the Jets defense, and it's like, you know what? That defense could be pretty nasty. That defense could be pretty good. You know, the Jets are finally looking like, that, they have a plan that they can be actually contenders. And then you have Darnold as quarterback. You have a quarterback that can make plays. You have a defense that can rush the quarterback and turn the ball over. That's a good combination right there. So it looked like the Jets were, going to be, hey, but I think it's still positive, though, if you're a Jet fan. They also signed, what is this? They also signed Jamison Crowder from the Washington Redskins. So it looks like he gets a 3-year deal worth $28.5 million. Not who I was actually looking for. I personally wanted somebody that was a game breaker, someone that can go deep. I'm pretty much tired of Robbie Anderson. I didn't like the whole incident he had off season with the whole cop threatening to kill the cop's life and all that stuff. I think he's a huge risk. He has the potential. He has good speed. He has good hands, but he also turns the ball over a lot too. So if you watch some of those games, some of the games that I watched, he had a number of turnovers after he caught the ball, made his first move, and then got stripped from behind and put the ball on the ground. You can't put the ball on the ground. So Robbie Anderson, as much potential as this kid has, he kind of bothers me a little bit. So I was hoping that the Jets would actually, in free agency, maybe, get Golden Tate, someone like that, explosive player. They would bring him on the roster to give Darnold that deep threat that he so much needs, because Darnold can make all the throws. We all know that. So, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, does he help the team? Does he make the offense better? Yeah, of course he does. Crowder he's a solid wide receiver, but he's not a game breaker. They have that in Quincy Enunwa. So, and Enunwa has to stay healthy. That's his issue. But with Enunwa, Crowder, Robbie Anderson, yeah, I mean, it's a decent, it's there's some wide receiver course out there that are worse. Let me put it that way. So, you also have the tight end Herndon, who emerged last season. So, the Jets, they're not bad. They're not bad on offense. They're not bad. Bilal Powell, he needs to stay healthy. He's very underrated as far as I'm concerned. So, they also have Crowder, the other wide receiver. Running back that they picked up from Cleveland. So, the Jets. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's going to be interesting to see what else they do as far as this free agency. They also lost their guard Carpenter, so that's a huge blow. Losing James Carpenter. I think he went to, if I'm correct, he did go to Atlanta for 4 years. Got a 4-year deal with the Falcons. So, they're going to have to work on that offensive line as well. And most of all, they're going to need a left tackle to protect Darnold when he drops back. So for me, going into this, this offseason, I thought the Jets had to get a left tackle. Now they're going to also have to get a guard as well. So they're going to also have to take a look at that offensive line. So there's still work to do. I mean, they were close to what, like 90 million, 95, 90, 98 million under the cap. So they have plenty of money to spend, but it's how you spend that money. So we saw what happened to the team, the other team, the team that wears blue. They spent a lot of money a few years ago on that defense, and that defense stinks. I don't care what nobody says. That Giant defense stinks. So you have to be careful. Just because you have the money and you can spend it, it means nothing if you don't invest it in the right players. But so far, I mean, the Jets are, they're looking pretty good. They're not bad on paper. As far as LeVeon Bell, hey, look, that's another whole issue. There's rumors out there that the Jets are offering him at least $20 million per year. I wouldn't give it to him personally. I don't like the fact that he sat out the whole season on the Steelers. Look, I understand what the man was trying to do. He was trying to get paid. He was trying to get his money. I understand that. I understand that this business is very cutthroat, but I don't like the fact that he sat out and let his team down. You can't do that, at least not for the whole season. So what? He's 28 years old. He sat out one season, so everybody assumes that when he comes back, oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be at full speed because he took a season off. But we don't know that. How do we know that? How do we know that when Bell comes back that he's going to be at full strength or he's going to be the same running back? I understand that he's 28 years old, but 28 years old, that's like dog years for running backs. Come on now. You guys that watch the NFL, you know what I'm talking about. That's like dog years. Okay, he's no pup. Okay, so it's not like he's 21 or 22 or 25 years old. So also the thing that bothers me about Bell is that his whole time with Pittsburgh, when did they ever win a championship? When did they ever go to the Super Bowl? Okay, you got Big Ben. Okay, you also had Antonio Brown, which was another pain in the butt, which they got rid of. They sent off to the Raiders. But when did what has Le'Veon Bell done in the playoffs to establish himself? And he has plenty of opportunities. There was one year where I understand he was hurt, but I mean, still, what has he done? He has not been a factor for a guy with his talent, and he is one of the top, if not one of the best running backs in the league. But what has he done in the playoffs? So, that's another factor. And if you're so easy to quit on your team for money, and I understand, brother, you got to get paid. I understand that it's also a business, but the Jets don't need that right now. They're a young team. They have a young quarterback. They have a new coach. You don't need that. You just don't need that aggravation. You don't need all that drama. This is New York. You get enough coverage as it is. So as far as Le'Veon Bell, good riddance. We don't need him. Okay. Now, if the Jets did sign him, as far as a big name, I will welcome him to the team because he is an amazing talent. But, I don't trust him. I don't know about you guys out there. I don't trust him, especially with a young quarterback. That's the last thing that Darnold needs. So, but yeah, as other than that, so far the Jets, it's okay. Leonard Williams, I don't know if they're going to bring him back. Leonard Williams, who's been a huge disappointment. Leonard Williams has had 17 sacks in his first full year with the Jets. 17 sacks. This was supposed to be a steal when they drafted this kid back in 2014. 17 sacks. So I don't know what the deal is with him, but you know what? If he leaves, I won't miss him. Let me put it that way. So, if he stays, then I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to say, oh, they should have kicked the bum out, whatever. But he has so much potential. And it's just amazing how the Jets training staff, their coaches, their defensive coaches, their defensive line coaches, instructional coaches, they have not been able to tap the full talent that Leonard Williams has. I mean, isn't that strange to you, Jet fans? Isn't it? I mean, this guy was touted as, this guy's going to be the next, he could be as good as Reggie White. He has 17 sacks in 4 years. And I think the most sacks he's had in the season is like seven or six. So Leonard Williams has been a huge disappointment. But like I said, so far, the Jets have had a decent, first day of free agency. And we'll look forward. They have plenty more money to spend, but like I said, it's not how much money you spend. It's how you spend it and how you invest it. So yeah, that's the story for the Jets. Next episode, we'll talk about the Giants and their huge trade. They finally got a right guard, which was huge for them. But we'll talk about them in the next episode. So I'm Face Brown, and thanks for watching Game Face, JLM Online Media.